CTV News for this Friday, February 27th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Rochelle Metzger. Glad to have you with us. We begin tonight in Annapolis. Hearings take place in Maryland's capital on two bills that could help veterans and small businesses. This afternoon, the House Ways and Means Committee heard from Governor Hogan's staff about House Bill 480. If passed, it would reduce taxes for small businesses if the value of their personal property is less than $10,000. The Hogan administration is also backing House Bill 714. This measure would reduce taxes for military veterans.
What we're trying to do is a long-range plan of the governor's to try to eliminate income tax, the Maryland income tax on pensions so that people aren't leaving Maryland. We want them to stay here with their families after they retire from the military. We want them to reinvest that money that they get in their, that's in their pension now, that they get in that pension check every month, that they can take those dollars and become hopefully disposable income, and then they can spend it back into the Maryland economy.
The state loses people to Pennsylvania. I can give you an example. I live 15 miles from Pennsylvania, and I currently look for homes over the Pennsylvania line. I've retired 2 years ago on a military retirement, and while Pennsylvania totally exempts it, Maryland does not.
If enacted, the Veterans Bill will take effect in July and apply to tax years 2017 and beyond.
A private car service app is launching a project today that is expected to bring 5,000 jobs to the state. Uber is collaborating with the Initiative for a Competitive Inner City to increase employment in urban communities like Prince George's County. The goal of the program Uber Up is to partner with more than 50,000 drivers along the East Coast.
Important for people to understand the opportunity that Uber provides to allow individuals to be their own boss. And what we found is that story needs to be localized, and this is an initiative to work with communities that we know have their own efforts to increase entrepreneurship or employment.
We have people that's looking for work. This could be a stopgap measure because they could do part-time while they look for employment.
Whether you're driving for a taxi company or you decide to drive for Uber, I think those are great choices. Competition's good. I think one of the things Uber's committing to is to making sure that existing independent drivers have a great opportunity with the new jobs that are coming in.
And the initiative starts today. Becoming a driver is easy. You just download the Uber app to sign up.
Civil rights advocates call on state lawmakers to improve officer accountability and pass legislation they say will increase fairness and the integrity of investigations. Citizen groups and law enforcement officers turned out Thursday for a Senate hearing on several measures. Senate Bill 566 would alter the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights. Opponents say the current process works, and the new legislation is being driven by emotion over recent national events, not actual data. Supporters like Attorney Terry Roberts argue the changes are needed.
Just help the truth-seeking process. That's how it will help. I mean, it's not fair that an officer, before he's questioned, is told all the evidence and information against him. It's not fair that an officer can wait 10 days before he's questioned.
I believe what it does is then it tips the scale way to the other extreme against officers. It basically makes officers second-class citizens and would make the profession even harder for a law enforcement officer. Law enforcement officers currently, based on the LAOBR, don't have the ability to sit back and not provide a statement. And you as a citizen engaged in an incident, something happens, and ultimately someone comes to you and says, I want you to provide, tell me what you did. You can say, no, I'm not. And that's within your rights to do so, and ultimately a court of law or will sit back and address that issue. I, as a law enforcement officer, have to provide you with a statement.
The other measures before lawmakers include one that would spell out when police wearing body cameras must turn them on. Another would make it easier to file excessive force complaints against officers and speed up the internal investigations of those incidents.
Bus and rail riders can look forward to keeping extra change in their pockets. The Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority voted Thursday to not increase its fares and forego cuts to service. Board Chairman Mort Downey says that the agency is committed to reducing its administrative costs and reprogramming money from non-safety programs. The board is expected to vote on this issue in the spring. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Rochelle Metzger.